Good morning, good morning, good morning, all of my great trade geniuses out there. Welcome back to Trade Genius Live. I am your host and the brand ambassador of the Edge Fund, the prop firm, Trend Genius, and we are in here on a Monday. I was in here fighting with my camera. My camera said, I turned it on. It's like, nah, I ain't working for you today. You gotta get something. You gotta figure something else out. Nah, I turned it on and it decided to go through I don't know what it was cycling through, but I turned it off, turned it back on. We back good. So let's see here who we got in the building. V Brewer, good morning. Let me get comfortable here. My little cushion. All right. Blunt Machete, good morning, good morning. Mr. Lee, amazing morning. Trinelli, rise and shine. Emu, good morning. Donna, good morning. Regina, good morning. Jazz Rich, good morning. I want to tell you, your picture, I know you've changed it for a while. I've been looking at it, like your picture's dope. I like it. And I know what you do, like as far as traveling. I was like, pretty dope picture. I like it. Kiara, good morning. Edgar Martinez, good morning. And Kiara, yeah, we got that straight. Well, Sin, I call him Sin, but he got his he ended up getting his I saw your screenshot and he ended up getting his well, he's getting it, so he had to just set up an account. But yeah, but thank you for sending that. I appreciate that. So he definitely got it. So actually 4 people got it. So V Brewer got it, even though Sin was there before, but I made sure everybody got one. So it was cool. And like I said, I appreciate that screenshot. That was cool. If that ever happens again, you know what I'm saying? Same protocol. You know what I mean? Like if y'all see something, but I got a little different way that we're going to do giveaways. So it'll be better for the next time. And we have another special guest on Thursday. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. That's going to be fun. I can't wait. And boom. All right, let's keep going. Edgar Martinez, good morning. T. Pruitt, my brother, good morning. A. Perry, good morning. Big Cam, Texas, good morning. Mr. Cologne Jr., good morning. Ty, happy Monday. Sin, good morning. Sin is coming too. It'll be there today. Jerry Jack, aka Mr. Payout, good morning. Ryan Lamb, good morning. Corbs, good morning. Deidre Pritchett Smith, good morning. Welcome. Q, Grand Risings, hella bands, yo. Blew both accounts, but I'll still paper trade. We'll talk about it in our members only stream tonight. Kiara, if you don't mind sharing, we'll talk about it. All right. Tamika, good morning. Bro, you look okay over there? Me? Yeah, I'm great. What? I'm feeling real good. Serena, good morning. Moodinator, good morning. Christopher Watkins, good morning. Lisa at it again. Good morning. First live trade. Let's go. That's what's up. Welcome. Oh no, Q. Sorry to hear that. Jazz, thank you. You're welcome. Kira's been there. Sorry to hear. Good morning. Makai Walker, good morning. Mr. Q Israel, good morning from the French Riviera. How you like that? You know he chilling. Shy B, good morning. Greg Olivier, good morning. Liana Clifford, good morning. T. Wiley, good morning. Oh, you got it, my brother. Sin, you got it. Laser focused mind, good morning. Okay, I want to believe in the night stream, but instead of stop loss, I set another sell. Yeah. Oh, what? Hey. Jazz Rich, that is what's up. Should be joining us moving forward. That's what's up. We got mom and daughter in here. Hey, you know what's cool? We got mom and daughter. We have a mom and son. So we got Miss Deidre. We got Jazz Rich. And then we have Benjamin Cologne. And then we got Benjamin Cologne Jr. Right? And then my junior be up in here too. He be popping in and out. Yeah, he be popping in and out. But that's what's up, man. Welcome, Mom. That's what's up. That's super cool. I love it. Keeping it in the family. Mystic Flame, top of the morning. Natalie Esco, good morning. Hope you're enjoying that account. Mike, good morning, my brother. LOL, nah. We was hearing a bunch of rustling over there before the stream. Oh, that was me moving around. Probably heard. Yeah, that was me moving around. I'll tell you, I was fighting with my camera. Nancy, good to be here. Second week. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Split Stick, Grand Risings. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and let's jump to news. Y'all know how we do it. Let's jump to news and see what's going on with news. Oh, where's my, there we go. All right, so bam. All right, so today, news. Not really too much going on. We have FOMC member Waller speaking, of course, doesn't really hold any weight. Other than that, it's a bunch of, Europe got some orange folder going on. Canada had some red folder going on. Actually, they had red, orange, and yellow folder all at 5:30. Of course, doesn't really affect us. So, but yeah, we'll have a lot of stuff going on during the rest of the week, but we won't even worry about that. Let's just focus on today. All right. Oh, my bad. I didn't even ask y'all. Todd, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, for real, Blunt. I was. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Miss Deidre. You're welcome. But yeah, I was, man. I had to y'all know I be on my kickbox and I had to had to put some work in. I was like, what? All right. So last couple of days I noticed I didn't do this. And I do not want to get away from that. All right. So y'all know how we do. Where is everyone's emotions? Let's audit our emotions. Where are your emotions? One word me in the chat. How you feeling? How you feeling today? Good? Not good? Okay? Tired? Not tired? Let me know. One word me in the chat. We gotta audit our emotions. How we feeling? Blunt machete, right? I'm telling you, that's why y'all heard that going on in the background. It's like, dang, everything all right? Yeah, don't worry. See, I ain't got no bruises or nothing. I'm good. I had to put it in the chokehold. All right, so let's go. Chrissy said managed. V. Brewer said calm. Corp said very well rested. That's what's up. My brother T. Brewer said blessed and grateful. Kiara, okay. Jerry Jack, great. Serena, well rested. Lisa added again, focused. Blunt Machete, good. T. Wiley, good. Emu, in control. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Laser focused. Trading, said curious. Okay. Mr. Lee said reassessed. Mystic Flame said calm. Q, tired, for real. B. Cologne, a little beat down. Exhausted, but exhausted, but here. Bottom and tired, but optimistic. Spiffstick, rested and refined. Mike said he's good. Moodinator, nerdy, working on a daily level indicator for Ninja Trader. That's funny. In between, okay and tired. Trinelli, okay. Ty said grateful for another day. Amen to that. AP Perry, I'm mad. My reentry on the 5-0 barely got ticked out and it shot up. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Kiara laughing. Q said tired of me. That's funny. All right. That's cool. At least everyone got a, okay, hold on. Let's keep going. PT702FX. Good morning. All right, so most of y'all, say how y'all feel. Remember, y'all, we got to audit our feelings every day. It's very, very important that we do that so we can get an understanding of what we're feeling, how we're feeling when we set up on the charts. Very important. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling any kind of emotions, you know what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, don't trade. Or if not trading, get up, walk around your desk, take a couple deep breaths, just do something to calm yourself down. You know what I mean? Whatever that is, and maybe not necessarily calm yourself down, but just, put your mind at a more at ease, in a more at ease state, right? That's what's very, very important. You know what I mean? Yeah, she ain't here today, right? Right, V. Brewer? Twilin, good morning. Karai 357, Grand Rising. Grand Risings to you, brother. Let's see here. All right, cool. So let's jump to the charts. All right, so Marvin, good morning, Marvin. Yeah, so 3 minutes to the open. Let's go ahead and let's just do our daily bias while we got a little bit of time. So y'all know we mark out. I'm on Pacific Standard Time Zone, so adjust your times accordingly. These are from last night. So we're marking out Oops, not no 4:30. We're marking out 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're marking out 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. And what are we doing here? We are marking out these particular time zones because this is how we get we get an idea of possibly what the market, what price action may do in the New York market. 5 to 9, this is a portion of Asia. 11 to 2 a.m., this is a portion of London session. So we're looking to see if London took out Asia highs and or Asia lows. So let's go identify the highs in Asia. This would be the high right here of Asia in this particular section that we marked out. This would be the low. All right. So what could we say? We could say this candle, let me open it up. This candle right here, this little small little white one would be London's high because that's the highest point London went in between this session. And we'd have to say this would be London low. This is the lowest point London was at in this session. So when we look at when we compare those two, we can see that London did not take out Asia highs or Asia lows. And what does that mean, y'all? If London does not take out Asia highs or Asia lows, what does that mean? What does that mean? Anybody want to take a crack at it? Anyone want to take a crack at it? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. London did not take out Asia highs or Asia lows. What does that bias tell us? What would our bias be with that stated? I know y'all know. Bam. All those answers are correct. That's what's up, Kiara. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yep. Kiara, Ty, Chrissy, Tronelli. Yep. Man, this is the most silliest thing. I hate when this happens. All right, cool. Josh Threats. DM me, bro. DM me. Just send me a DM. I'm trying to connect something for the game. DM me for Atlanta Saints. DM me. Just DM me so you're at the top. Just to say yo or something like that. I have been waiting to see you. So T Pruitt, he changed his name. It's Slim That Dude 33, but Josh Threats is initially what he was. So I like that name. So I continue to call him that. But yeah, all y'all are correct. Chop, 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 chop. All right. So, man, my mouse thing has been doing the most stupidest thing. All right, cool. Market just opened. So we know price is going to be choppy. Let's get over here real quick. All right, market is open now. Let me get this off my chart. Go down to the 1 minute. All right, let's see what we get. Open this up. So let's see. For me, it would be sells. If we can get a DS today, all the targets are below. Yep. And I have been really seeing sells. It's crazy how 5-0 last night lost twice, right? Well, not lost. It went against us twice, right? Hit stop loss twice. And then after that time, then it goes. You know what I mean? And I told y'all that's why that's why we have second re-entries and all of that type stuff, right? Because of that, because that's what we've known it to do. Like since we were forward testing it for the 8 to 9 months before, maybe even close to 10 months before the community got it, that was the characteristics of it. So that's why we like to make sure we scale down correctly. So this way we can take those second and third reentries. If I was home, I probably would have messed with it. Y'all know I didn't factor in my, if y'all remember, I did my math based on 3 micros, not 5. So if I had did my math correctly, then, and I was home and I wasn't gone, I definitely would have taken that. What was it? It would have been the first re-entry. Yeah, it'd have been the first re-entry. So we'll see. We'll see what we get today. But that's what was going on last night. All right. So hopefully anyone that's copy trading, y'all got your copy traders all set, all ready to go. You got your leader account connected. So let's see what we get. Price is kind of close. So, oh, it's not close. It's kind of close. We'll see. Well, we got market structure shift. If this gap can hold, if this fair value gap can hold, then we'll go. But if price touches this pink line before we get an entry, DS will be invalidated. So maybe it'll hold. All right, so let me go ahead and, DS is invalidated, unfortunately. Just like that. Beautiful, NQ. We love you because we know you love us. All right, so that's done. So let's see maybe if we can get a 15-minute banger today. Just that quick. All right, so we got directions. We got both directions. As far as we got 615 candle on a 15-minute is showing bearish. Right now, the 630 candle is showing bearish. We still have 11 minutes before that candle closes. So with that stated, let's go ahead and get that mental muscle rocking. Yeah, let's do that. So unfortunately, that one is invalidated. Cool. I got the Josh. Thank you, bro. I see your the DM. That's what's up. After stream, I'm gonna link us all. Try to get together. Also, too, I was doing some research on a little off the. You know what? We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that with y'all later. Let's just stay focused here. All right. So let's see here. So let's get on that question of the day. So question of the day today. Oops. Get this out of there. All right. So, question of the day today is, why is journaling your trades one of the most underrated tools? Why is journaling your trades one of the most underrated tools? We got 83 viewers and we have 38 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. Let's show some love and support up in here. We got 84 viewers and 38 likes. Let's show some support in the chat. Show some support. Show some support for the channel and for everybody else that's in here as well. It's not just for me. All right. Let's get the likes up. All right. So why is journaling your trades one of the most underrated tools? I think everybody can kind of know where we're going with that. I'm just pulling it up. Anybody want to take a crack at it? Stephen Brown, what up, bro? All right. Man, that drum roll tweaked me because no one wants to do it, but really can show your thought process and what you do when you enter and why you might do bad. Exactly. Exactly, Kara. Exactly. That's definitely a good answer to that. It's a mirror with infinite memory. Absolutely. Journaling tracks psychology and trading. Is more psychological than technical analysis. Absolutely. Oh, you know what, Joe? Joseph, I honestly, I truly thought you had hit Juve on the side. Send me your email. Send me your email for your TF account, so I can make sure you get your account. It just hit me right now, because when you posted in the comment, your message just played in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, got to get your account. So just send that to me, so I can send it, because I'm gonna send that, and I'm gonna send that in Michael's off, and just let Juvier know to send those. All right. So a journal reveals patterns, right, y'all? Your best setups, your worst habits, times of the day you perform the best, times of the day your strategy may not perform the best, what your feelings were like, what was your leverage, your risk, what else? What was going on that day if there was news, right? Because that's all the things you're supposed to be journaling, right? You're supposed to be journaling. You're journaling everything. It's like your journal is a full audit of what you're doing, what you're feeling, how you're doing, when you're doing. Like it's truly, truly a window into, like as Chrissy said, a mirror, same thing, with, like she said, with infinite memory, but also a look into exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? And every day can be different, right? The days can be different. The weeks can be different, just depending on, what's going on. That's why it's very, very important to make sure that you are journaling. When I say correctly, it's not really, when I say correctly, meaning you're adding and putting all the information in there, and you're not just writing things to make your journal look good. Like truly, totally put in the way you're feeling. If you made any mistakes, like when you're journaling, act like you're talking to your child. If you don't have children, still act as what you would say to your child in those situations if you had one, right? You want the best for your child, right? So you're going to tell your child, hey, your beautiful daughter, your beautiful son, you're going to tell them, hey, this, that, this, like whatever that is, right? And you need to do the same thing for yourself. Like you should be when I say be tough on yourself, what I mean by being tough, I'm not saying beat yourself up when things, when you make mistakes. No, I'm saying be hard on yourself, meaning like hold yourself accountable to everything. Don't let nothing slide. Don't let nothing, slip through the cracks. Like hold yourself accountable. Now, if something goes wrong, or, you make a mistake, that's okay. It's a mistake. I'm not saying beat yourself up on those kinds of things, because that ain't going to help either. You have to have a fine line, but hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? Hold yourself accountable for what you put in there. Put everything in there. If you made a mistake, you put the wrong entry, put the wrong entry. Even if you put the wrong entry and you fixed it, put that. I put the wrong entry, but I corrected it. Like put everything that happened, literally everything that happened during that day. Oh, I was, my phone rang and someone called me and I wasn't paying attention. And because put that stuff in there, because all of those things are going to help you for the next day. Because then you're going to be like, oh, you know what? I can't be taking phone calls. I can't answer, tweets, what it's going to do, it's going to give you a perspective on not only what to do with trading, but also how to move just in general. Because my people know between this time, 6:00 a.m. Pacific time till about 10, not gonna say 10, till about 9, they know in that 3-hour window, if they don't even call me, they send me a text and they already know it may be some time before I get back to them. They already know what I'm doing. And I'm not about to stop. Now, of course, if it's an emergency, it's an emergency, right? Bam. There that is. Emergencies are emergencies. That don't count. I'm talking about just normal, just like normal stuff, that you got going on, right? Like those things can wait, So going back to the journaling, and I was going to say that, thank you for pointing that out, Edgar Martinez. A lot of traders don't think it's important, so they avoid doing it. Not only that, there's a lot of traders that are lazy. People are just lazy. Remember, unfortunately, whatever bad habits that you carry in your personal life, they will spill over into your trading life. It's not going to be it's not going to change. It's not like when you're trading, you're on point, everything is organized. No, it starts with your personal life first. Be organized in that area, and I guarantee you that will spill over positively into your trading life. It's important because remember, your personal life is much, much bigger than your trading life. Your trading life is a lot smaller, right? Because you got more things going on in your personal life than you do in your trading life, right? So just keep that in mind. It's very, very important to make sure that you are writing everything down. You know what I mean? Like you can even journal on your chart. We talked about that, right? How you can use the TradingView has tons of functions that you can use on there to but that you can use to, you have a texting feature, you have raise, you have this, you have little message boxes you can do, so many things you can do to keep up on your trades. So you can journal on your chart, and you can also have a written journal. Y'all know me, I'm big on written journals. And if you don't know what to put in your journal, there's a video that I dropped, I think last week. The team dropped last week or the week before. And I think it was last week. And I go in depth on how to actually journal. And I have all the information that you need in there, why you need it, why it's important. So go check that out. That can give you an idea. That can help you. It's actually a little cheat code. All right. So we have about a little less than 2 minutes before this candle close on a 15-minute. It flipped bullish and it flipped back bearish. So we'll see if we can get an entry. But yeah, so just pay attention to that. You know, you want to create data that's going to optimize, that you can optimize over weeks, over months, over years. If you know what I mean? If you're keeping a written journal, you'll be able to do that. Right? So let's go ahead and jump back to the charts because we may get an entry on this 15-minute banger, possibly. So let's see what we get. It's going to be a pretty huge stop loss. Let's see here. So price is at 95. The high on this candle is 927. Ooh, that's pretty thick. That is pretty thick. So 800, and this is 927. So we already know it's over 100 and about 120 ticks right now. So 120 points right now times 4, that's 480 ticks. So you definitely want to make sure you're scaling correctly. Let's see here. I'm going to go with, where we at? 30 seconds. I'm going to go with, see here, 5 micros, 250, 400, and yeah, that's, I'm going to go with 3 just to be safe. All right, so we got 18 seconds. Let's see if it can hold. Just make sure y'all leveraging correctly. This is like 130 points right now. Actually, it'll get a little more than that, 140 points right now. All right, boom. So now we're gonna wait for a jump to, now you're on the 15-minute, right? So let's jump to the 5-minute. And now we're gonna wait for this candle. We need a close and drawdown, meaning we want this candle to close bullish. We want a 5-minute, we want to draw down on the first 5-minute candle, right? After that close. So that's what we're waiting on. So we're going to wait for I'm going to wait another 5 minutes. Hopefully this candle will close and draw down, meaning close above our entry because we're going to take a sell. And if we can get that close, then we'll set our limit order. So we got about another 4 minutes and 20 some seconds. The trade is valid. Right? So we just want to close. Like I said, you see that better on the 5-minute. So we want this candle to close bullish, basically a close and drawdown. All right. So we get that, then we can place the entry and we can be good. So, I mean, there's honestly, there's a lot of people that I know that just jump into this trade once it does that. I mean, they read the PDF and probably don't really understand how to actually take this trade. But you definitely want to take it with that candle. That like once this, okay, so you got your 615 candle, you got your 630 candle. It closes, right? You're on the 15-minute. You jump to the 5. Now, this candle right here, this is the one that we want it to close and draw down. So we want to wait for this candle to close. Hopefully it closes and draw down. That's how I like to take it. It's more of a high probability trade when you do it that way. If you back test it, which I hope you're back testing it before you're just trading it, you'll get a chance to see that. All right. So let's see here. Oh, you know what? I can't take it on these accounts. I got to switch. Let me do this. Yeah, I can't take it on those accounts. I forgot. Those accounts are for a whole different strategy. So let me do this. Let me log out over here. All right, cool. And then let me log out of these. This is for my DS. Let me log into the correct accounts for this, which would be my Tradeify. And there we go. All right, cool. So now I'm in the right account. All right. Now, save this and wait for that candle. So we got a couple more minutes before this candle closes. We'll just be patient and wait. Then we'll jump back into our question of the day. And for everyone, you should not be trading multiple strategies on one prop firm account. If you're going to trade, if you have multiple strategies that you're trading, you should have multiple prop firm accounts. You should have an account for each one of those strategies, because taking using more than one strategy on one prop firm account is going to stress the account out. And you want to make sure that you're protecting your capital. You want to make sure that you're giving that account the opportunity to live to trade another day, right? That's the way that you do that. So a lot of people wonder why you got so many prop firms, because there's 5 different strategies that I trade. And I have a prop firm for those particular strategies. I have particular accounts for those strategies, particular sizes and particular accounts. Y'all know we talked about with our overnight strategy. Y'all know we talk about that, right? We talk about having that lucid flex because of the rules with that strategy. Also because of the way that the strategy is, the way that those rules are designed, they work very, very well for our overnight strat. They give us enough flexibility for where we at. Let's go right here. We'll go 650. It's going to go 650. All right, and then we're gonna go, I don't know what the entry is going to be, but I'll figure that out. All right, so now we got that candle close. So jump back to the 15-minute. So entry is at the close of this candle, which will be 789.75. 789.75. Boom. I'm going in with 3 micros. All right, so this is 6:30. Yeah, so we'll do it at 6:30. Let's get back. So entry 30, 789, 75. All right, let's go back here. I don't know why I did that. It's like that. We need to be at 6:30. There we go. And then it's 30, 789, 75. Stop loss is going to be at the high of that candle. The high of that 6:30 candle on the 15-minute time frame is 39.27. 39.27. And yep. Boom. All right. So pretty huge stop loss, y'all. Pretty huge stop loss. What is this right here? Okay, cool. There we go. It's 549 ticks. Yes, pretty huge. Even at $1.50, I may even change this, because even at 3 micros, that's what? That's 750. That's pretty thick, but it's cool because I got 100. This is 100K accounts, my Trader 5, so I can rock with that. I can rock with that. I can rock with that. So we'll see. We'll see. See what we get. Do not set your stop loss. If you're setting up your entries manually, do not set your stop loss until you're entered in a trade. Reason being, because if you have a stop loss set right now and you're not tapped into the trade, what'll happen is your stop loss will become an entry, and it won't become an entry in the correct direction, and it's going to totally mess up everything. So if you're manually setting your entries, set your entry stop, meaning if you're manually setting your entries, TP and stop loss, set your entry, wait for price to tap you in. Once you're tapped in, set your stop loss, and then set your TP afterwards. Always in that order. Entry first, leave that on the chart. Once you're tapped in, stop loss, then take profit. Not that's the order, not out of that order. Why? Because as soon as you're tapped in a trade, you want to make sure you're protecting, you're managing your risk and you're protecting your capital. In the event some crazy spike come out, we don't know what can happen. As soon as price taps you in, some news can come through, a tweet can come through and spike the market, and you're way, and I'm telling you, it can happen. Don't think it can't. It can. So just be mindful of that. So remember, entry, if you're manually placing everything, entry, once you're tapped in, stop loss, then take profit. Of course, if you're using the short or long position tool, then that won't apply to you. You'll be good because your entry, stop loss, and take profit is already on the chart. But the good thing is when you're using the short or long position tool, y'all know your stop loss and your take profit will not activate until price crosses your entry. So I'm going in with 3 micros. I might even change this to 2. Actually, I'm gonna leave it at 3. My account can. So what's that? That's let me do the math. That's 750, 49, about 900. Yeah, something like that. About 900. You know what? Let me err on the side of caution. Let me scale down even more. Let me think. Sometimes with so many accounts, I be forgetting this is 100K, not a 50K. You know what I mean? So I go through that in my head. So I'm gonna leave it exactly where I had. I'm gonna leave it at 3. I'm going to leave it at 3. So just be mindful, y'all. It's 549 ticks, stop loss, pretty big. Just be mindful. That's the reason why we can't take this on minis, right? With a $5 tick value, you do the math on that. We talking, I don't know, over 3 bands, right? On a stop loss if you took it on me. At least that's what I believe it is. Let me do the math. Go do the math real quick. So while we're waiting to come back, while we are waiting for that to come back in, let me just do something real quick. We got. Yeah, it's 27.45 if it was on minis. That's pretty extensive. And if you're on micros, it's 3 micros is 823.50. I can live with that. I can definitely live with that. All right, so we ain't gonna watch this. Let's get back. Everybody's order should be set. So everybody should be good with that. Your orders are set. And we're gonna move on. Let's see here. No, I think we are good. I think he got my email. Oh, okay, cool. It shows you things about your trading process psychology that you wouldn't have found otherwise. Absolutely, T-Put. The market gives feedback every day, but if you don't document it, you're likely to repeat the same mistakes. I like that one. That's a real good one. What T. Pruitt just said. Going back to our question of the day, we're gonna jump back to that. I don't think as a whole we don't stress the importance of taking care of one's health, psychology, overall well-being. We harp on what's best for the company, and absolutely. So I think folks get easily discouraged. Absolutely. Well, Steve said, pause. Laughing disco. You're in on 2 micros, Serena. Yeah. That's safe. 2 micros, $1 tick value. That's $549 risk. So that's not bad. Yep. Candles. This indicator is good for 15-minute banger. Shows you higher time frame candles. My first TF account is at 10K. I'm gonna get it back up and try to get to a payout. Yes, do not reset it. Do not abandon it, Kiara. Yeah, work at it. You can do it. I know you can do it. Makes sense to have multiple accounts. Absolutely. I've been trading multiple strategies on the same account, shaking my head. Yeah, Steven, Try to you guys know, I always recommend one strategy per account. Stress the account out too much. Because think about it. If you're trading multiple strategies on one account, then what happens? Let's say your first strategy that you trade on your account, bam, it's a banger. You hit it. You do good on it. Boom, you get everything out that trade, right? Shout out to T. Pruitt for that. Great point and great way to put it. Going back to strategies, multiple strategies on one account. So let's say you take that first strategy, it's a banger, it does its thing, you make $1,500. Amazing, right? Good job. So you take the next strategy on that account and it goes against you, $800. Now you got a what? You got like a $700 day. Yeah, you can say, oh, I'm still up 700, right? But think about this. If first of all, that's not going to be good for your R&R, because if you're trading multiple strategies on one account, then you don't really get a good window into how well that strategy is working, right? Because you guys know on our prop firm accounts, we have our little calendar, and our calendars give us breakdown of what we did every day, right? On our dashboard, on our prop firm accounts. It also gives you a few little bit of analytics, right? It gives you some percentages. It gives you a few different things, right? So to keep that intact, you only should be trading one strategy on that. If you're trading more than one strategy on that prop firm account, your dashboard is not really truly going to reflect what you're doing trading. It's going to reflect it based on the P&L, but the dashboard doesn't know that you traded two different strategies on that one account. So if you think about it, all the readings on there are really going to be like false readings. They're not going to be realistic. And if you're going off that, then you're going off of unrealistic analytics. Like they actually really truly don't make sense, right? Because it's giving you analytics as if you are trading one strat. It's giving you analytics based on your P&L, but you need the analytics based on that strategy. That's why if you have multiple accounts, then you can be like, oh, on these accounts, I'm trading this strategy, right? So that means what? On those accounts, you're going to see your true risk reward, your true win rate, all of that stuff. It's going to be way more detailed, way more down to a science, because you're only trading one strategy on that prop firm. So just keep that in mind. So while we're waiting for price to do its thing, let's go back and talk about our question of the day. And I mean, we all pretty much know what's going on here, right? Everyone understands that your journal is going to reveal all the patterns that you need to be able to get a bird's eye view, like Chrissy said, a mirror. I'm saying like a window into what's going on. The other thing about that is, and what's the main important thing is, your journal is very important especially for times where let's say you're on a losing streak, right? It can happen, right? You're on a losing streak, but you were doing well. You were doing well prior to that. How will you be able to get an idea of what's possibly going wrong if you don't have nothing in your journal? You don't know what you're doing wrong. You don't know. You have nothing. You have no data. You have nothing. So it's not just to also know how well you're doing and what you're doing, but it's also to help you in times, like I said, if you're on a losing streak, something could have changed. Maybe something in your life has changed. Maybe you're dealing with, God forbid, a death in the family. Maybe there's some type of health issue, like all of these things. And I'm saying these things and like I said, God forbid, but I'm saying these things because these things are realistic. These are the things that we're dealing with every day, right? God forbid your husband, or God forbid your wife, or, our moms or something like that. Like both of my parents are, in heaven. You know what I mean? So I know that there's a lot of things that can go on. Like I know what's up with life. And I know those things can affect our trading. Like all of those kinds of things. It could be maybe something at your job. Maybe your job is just, just stuff going on at your job ain't cool. That's bringing added stress, right? Trust me, it's going to spill over into your trading game. It's not like when you sit down to trade, all that's going to go away. You do have to learn how to manage it, but at the end of the day, it's still there. So journaling can help with all of that. Because think about it. Let's say something, God forbid, something's going on in your life tragic, not tragic, just something, not cool is going on, whatever that is, out of all the millions of possibilities of things that could be going on, right? Just say it's just something that's just not cool, whatever it is. And let's say you've identified that through your journaling, you identified that during that time, let's say they lasted for like a couple of weeks, and you noticed like, man, that last couple of weeks, my trading was super sloppy, super off, but you'll be able to identify that because when you're journaling, you're going to write that stuff down because you're going to write how you're feeling, what's going on. Remember, your journal is personal. So it's to you. It's just like when, as kids, when someone would have a journal of just like the everyday things, and they would talk about like how they're feeling and, their friend at school, it was like those kinds of things when we thought about journals, right? Especially from being kids, right? And that's not really stuff that you wanted to share with other people because it was real personal. Well, it's the same thing with your trading journal. Your trading journal should be very intimate. That's why I said be honest on there. Critique yourself. Be a hard critic. I didn't say be hard on yourself, but I'm saying be a hard critic of what you do. Because being a hard critic is basically holding yourself accountable to the highest degree. So just make sure that you do that. Period. Just make sure that you do that. It's very important. It's going to give you everything you need to help you identify what's going on. If you can identify what's going on, 50% of the battle is won, right? You won. 50% of it is won. The other 50% is just implementing a solution. Remember, we cannot implement a solution if we don't understand what the problem is. So just keep that in mind. All right. Price is up playing around our stop loss. So we're going to let it play around our stop loss. Everything is set. Let's go ahead on and move to tip of the day. All right. Tip of the day today is a non-profitable trade executed perfectly is better than a profitable trade taken sloppily. Think about that. We got 81 viewers. We got 57 likes. Let's get the likes up. All we need is 24 more. Let's see here. So just say that to yourself. A non-profitable trade executed perfectly is better than a profitable trade taken sloppily. And why would that be? Why would a non-profitable trade executed perfectly be better than a profitable trade taken sloppily? Why? It was one word, excuse me. Why? Why would that be? Why would a non-profitable trade executed perfectly is better than a profitable trade taken sloppily? Why is that? Anybody want to take a crack at it? Why is that? Why is it? Why is this non-profitable trade I just took much better than this profitable that I executed perfectly, this profitable trade that I was just sloppy with it? Why is that? Why would that be? Kiara said because teaching yourself not to follow rules, the setup. Well, think about this. Discipline. Right there. That's what I was looking for. Right here. Process. Remember, we are process-driven traders. Shout out to C. Moody. Shout out to Serena. We are process-driven traders, right? That's more important than anything, right? We talk about this all the time. I always say, remember, the word win and the word lose. Wins and losses, right? We throw that word around in trading a lot, right? But let's be honest, those words are really for the sake of conversation, right? When we're talking about process, right? When we're talking about just trading in general, when we're talking about process, right? Process is what? Process is us making sure we follow the rules, we were disciplined, we audit our emotions, we made sure we did the math like we did today, right? And realized, 549 ticks. Can't take that. You can't take that on. Well, for me, I can't take that on 5 micros. That's a $2.50 tick value, right? That's $1,250 right there. That's pretty extensive. Even on 3 micros, it's $823 risk. That's cool. No big deal. It's my account. It's a 100K account. That's why I have this 100K account for this strategy. Because one thing I know about this strategy, it has huge stop losses. That's why I use 100K on the 15-minute banger. I'm not going to use a 50K or a 25K. Doesn't make any sense. I understand this strategy. I've back tested it. I know how it works. Most of the time, 80% of the time, stop losses are always huge. And there's really one reason for that, because we're on a 15-minute candle. That's why. Higher time frame, candles can tend to be a little bit bigger. But the thing is what? Making sure that we are following the process. So if we follow the process and a trade goes against us, the win is in us following the process, because we are process-driven traders. The win is not the profits. Remember that. We talk about this a lot. Being profitable is a byproduct. I say this so much. Being profitable on a trade is a byproduct of what we do, right? Think about that. That's a byproduct, meaning it's the end result. It's not the formulation. It's not the tell-all. You know what I'm saying? The tell-all is what? Did we follow our rules? Did we execute the strategy properly? That's following the rules, right? What was our emotions like? Did we miss our entry? And if we missed our entry, did we chase it? Did we chase entry? Did we FOMO in? Those are things that we want to make sure we don't do. That's why we want to make sure we follow the rules, and we want to make sure we back test the strategy. If you back test the strategy going back 3 years, you're going to have so much repetition in taking the trade, because in a 3-year span of back testing, you're going to take hundreds of trades just from the back testing. That's practice. So that's going to help you what? Implement the trade even better. You're going to see how it works. You're going to see on days, you're going to be like, oh, okay. You're going to notice things, all kind of stuff you're going to notice. But you won't notice those things, and you won't get the repetition, and you won't become proficient at implementing the strategy if you don't backtest it. And then when you pair that up and you stack demo trading on top of that, which is your forward testing. So you back tested 3 years. Now you got forward testing, right, for 2 to 3 months. How well you think you're going to know that strategy? You're going to know it pretty darn well. There's no way you can't. There's no way. It's impossible for you not to know it well if you do those 2 things. That's why we stress this so much. And what is also that doing? Is coming right back around to what? Process. So now when you take that trade, when you use that strategy, you take a trade and you implement the strategy that you back tested and demo traded, you're going to be less emotional, less emotions, super confident, right? Confidence is going to kill the emotions, because you're going to be like, oh, I already know what to do here. I know what my entry is. I know where my stop loss is. All I got to do is make sure I'm quick with it, meaning getting that entry in. That's it. But the only way that can happen is repetition. And don't let your repetition be every day that you take it. That's crazy. Your repetition needs to be that back testing and the demo trading. Back testing is going back into history, using historical data, right? And then your demo trading is in the live market, which is what's going on right now. So there it is. And you practice and you practice. And then when it's time to show up and when you're ready to go live, I guarantee you're going to execute that strategy way better, right? So once again, now if that trade goes against you, the win is, as I stated, was what? You know the strategy, you took it right, meaning you entered correctly. You didn't miss the entry because you know the strat so well. You became also fast at implementing your entry because you had 3 years of taking trades, back testing, and you demo traded. So think about how much quicker you're going to be placing that entry. And the other thing too, you're going to just see the setup. You're going to see it because you've already been practicing it. That is the win, not the profits. So the profits is always the end result of what we do. So as long as you have process, Process is what you want. You want to focus on process. If you're focusing on profits and getting payouts, you're taking a shortcut. And I can tell you, like my grandfather used to always tell me, grandson, shortcuts get you cut short. Period. Don't take no shortcut. And that little analogy or little life lesson cliche quote, that's very, very true, especially in trading. There are no shortcuts. You can think in your mind, oh, I'm just going to do this. Okay. I can promise you it's not going to work. Not over the long haul, not over a long period of time. So just practice on your process. Work on your process. Work on that. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about no money. Don't worry about nothing. Just focus on your process. Don't worry about the payouts. Don't worry about, I'm trying to get to this. No, you're not trying to get to anything. You ain't trying to get to no payout. You're making sure that from a process-driven perspective, you're taking this trade correctly and you're entering correctly. Stop loss is where it needs to be. You're doing your math. You're scaling down if you have to. Like, those are the things that you focus on. And I guarantee if you just focus on that, you're going to get to a payout. You ain't got to even focus on the payout ever, or the profits ever. If you only focus on process, that's all you need to get to the payout. So you don't even have to focus on no payouts and no profits. Just focus on your process. Period. That's it. Just put all your energy there. All of it. Everything on the process. The heck with the payouts. The heck with the profits. Like, just let that be whatever. Like, I ain't even worrying about that. Tell yourself that. It's okay. You can tell yourself, you know what? I'm not even worrying about no profits. I'm not worrying about no money. I'm worrying about my process. Because you know if that's intact, everything else is going to follow. So remember, non-profitable trade executed perfectly is better than a profitable trade taken sloppily. So there that is. Tip of the day, question of the day. If y'all have any questions on that, let me know. The skills carry the business, not the other way around. Absolutely. Absolutely. And all this free game Big Bro is giving, and we can't show love and appreciation just by giving a like, that's crazy. Yep, for real, for real. It's all good, V Brewer. I'll put it up there, though, because it needs to be said. But, yeah, it's all good. Y'all know I had my little rant on it. I ain't gonna lie, I just wanted to be and it's not. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but I had my little rant on it. You know what I'm saying? Just to like be like, wow. And then I told myself, I was like, oh, you know what? I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm leaving it alone. I'm leaving it alone because usually, pretty much on a lot of stuff like that, like I don't even really trip on stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I say, you know what? I'm gonna speak on it. And remember I said I'm gonna let y'all deal with it. I'll let y'all handle it for me. You know what I mean? Ain't no sense to me even doing it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna let God and the community take care of the rest. Kiara said, I appreciate you sharing. You're the only one besides me keeping me on my ship and keeping us accountable. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Learn to be a student before you dive into it. Right? Exactly. Blum Machete. Check this out. What did my brother say last week? Juvier. What did my brother say? If there's anything that you didn't take from that interview last week, there's one thing you should have taken from that. And I know we can't remember everything. I don't remember everything. I remember a lot of things though. But I'll tell you one thing that I took from that last week. You know what I took from it? Absolutely, V Brewer. Yes, sir. That was exactly my sentiment to myself. I'm like, bro, I told myself, like, just chill. Don't even trip on that. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Just do you. So, and that's where I'm at. The one thing that I took from the interview last week that my brother Juvier stated, he said, I am always a student, or I am still a student, something like that. Basically, what was he saying? I'm always a student of the game. He ain't never said, oh, I got this. I'm great at trading. I don't have to back test no more. None of that sentiment. None of that. And I don't know if y'all seen his TradeGheenyuz account, right? He got like 120 bands in his TradeGheenyuz account. I don't know if anybody y'all know that. I'm telling you that. I know that. It's like 120 bands in there. And that's not to tell his business. The point I'm making is that how you got so much bread in there? Because he's a student, because he focuses on his process. He still back tests. He be putting 6 hours of back testing in on a Saturday for somebody who's making hundreds of thousands. And I'm sure he made a few million already in trading. I'm sure. Right? But he still back tests. He puts in 6 hours. I remember he put in 6 hours. I brought it up in the interview. It's like, I remember the day it was like, I want to say it was the end of 2024. It was around the end of 2024. It was like it was that first year. Like 2024. I remember him putting in the announcement section, like, I just back tested 6 hours straight. Don't let me outwork you. If that's not a process-driven trader, I don't know what you call it. And he don't have the account that he has. He doesn't have such a high account balance in his TradeGheenyuz account by focusing on the payouts and the money. He's a process-driven trader. Period. That's all he focuses on. And the main thing, like I said earlier, he stated, I am a student and I'm always a student. And that's the mindset we have to have. We're always a student. If you're always a student of something, that means you're always learning, you're always practicing. And the only way that you can learn and practice in the trade game is what? Journaling, back testing, demo trading, and then actually studying the strategy if it has like a PDF, right? And then also going back through and doing what? Studying your journal. Like you journal all week. Best way to do it is journal all week. And then on Saturday, go back through and read the journal from that week. Just go back through and read everything every day. Study it. That's how you stay process driven. Period. Right. Exactly. B. Cologne Jr. Exactly. Yep. That's how I came in the game. Like JR said, one thing I know is that I know nothing. Keep that mindset. Doesn't necessarily mean you don't know nothing, right? But you're putting your brain and your psychology in a place of what? I need to know more. I need to learn more. I need to practice more. If you say, you know what, I don't know nothing, or you know what, I'm a student. I'm a student of this. If you're staying a student of something, that means you're always working, you're always learning, you're always seeking somewhere to get more information just to get that edge, right? That's what's important. Focusing on that. It's the only thing that's going to get you there. Nothing else is going to get you there. That is going to get you there, period. So let's see here. Let me get in the comment section. All right, looks like we may get an entry. Jump back over here. Prices definitely coming back down. Don't know for sure, but we'll see. Let me check this 5 minute. Just wanted to see what's going on here. Oh, okay. We got a little bit of, okay. So we have, if this candle closes below this high, I can definitely say we have a break of structure. So that'll be good. Give us an idea of possibly where the market could be going. Go back to the 15 minute. So yeah, y'all. So y'all know I told y'all I was going to have dinner. So I decided to go to this this vegan Italian restaurant, one of my favorites. It's in West Hollywood here in LA. It's called Buddha Vita. Very, very good. Great Italian restaurant. I'm talking about they stuff is on point. They got, anything that you would want in an Italian restaurant, they have it, literally, but just all vegan, and it's amazing. I also went to go see the movie. I keep forgetting the name. My cousin and my sister asked me yesterday. What was it called? Let me look at my thing. Let me look at my ticket. It was a fire movie. I'm going to recommend it to y'all. Go check it out. It's really, really dope. It's, where are you? my AMC. Here we go. Disclosure Day, the new Steven Spielberg movie. I don't know if anybody saw that. It's a dope movie. Go check it out. Dope movie. Really, really good movie. Really, really good. Disclosure Day. Go check that out. Fire. I'm telling you. Darn good movie. Darn good movie. I'm talking about a darn good movie. Really good. Anybody saw that? Oh, you saw it, Britt? Yeah. T. Pruitt said Toy Story 5. But check this out, T. Pruitt. I'm laughing, but all the Toy Story movies was pretty good. I ain't gonna front. I like them. I think I haven't seen 4 and 5. I stopped at 3. Haven't seen 4 and 5. So I got to catch up. But yeah, all of them were super cool. Like the storylines and all of that, dope. Dope. You was disappointed with the end, Ta? Nah, the end had a great, at least for me, the end had a great, the end, it was great. Because think about it, Ta, what was it? What happened in the end, right? When the thing, right? And then she came out, she said, listen, right? I think that was the message. Because we know Steven Spielberg be on point. That was the message, right? Listen. I'm just going to say that because I don't want to get the movie away. But listen, that's telling us, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I took it. I took it like, they telling us, like, bruh, it's out there like that, if you know what I'm trying to say. But I ain't going to say nothing else because I don't want to spoil it for anyone else that may go see it. But, yeah, I thought it was dope. At first, I was like, huh? And then I sat there for a second as the credits was rolling. I was just thinking, I was like, got it. I was like, I got it. Yep, I got it. So that's what I got from it. All right, we tapped in. We'll see what this thing's going to do. Let me go ahead on and set my my stop loss at 39.27. All right, so that would be a buy stop because we're in a sell.
Order submitted.
So let's see what we get. And take profit will be right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, TP is at 36.52.50. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, that'll be a buy limit. I don't know. I was thinking about even leaving a little runner. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see what price wants to do. So we go to the lower time frame. I just want to see something. Okay, cool. So we got the breaker structure right here. So if we can get below this, this will be a change of character, right? And then we can say, okay, this trend is possibly changing, right? We would need some more confirmation once we get the change of character, but we do have a breaker structure. So this will give us a change of character. And then if we continue to see lower highs and lower lows, then we can say, okay, the trend has changed from bullish to bearish. Because if you think about it, you look at this, it was pretty much bullish all night. Because this was our entry from last night, right? We got stopped out. It went down and then hit entry again. So this will be the first re-entry, which was this candle. Then we got stopped. Yeah, right here we got stopped out. But it got stopped out again. And then this let's see here. Yeah, this candle would have been the second re-entry, and then it went. That's why with our overnight strategy, it's great to leverage down to make sure your leverage is good so you can take it a couple times. Because with that strategy, remember, that strategy is a lot different than any other strategy that we trade. It's totally different. That's one strategy that is traded almost really totally the opposite of the way we trade all the other strategies. Straight up. So that's why leveraging down all of that stuff is good. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. I was thinking about leaving. I'm thinking about leaving a runner. Yeah. So we'll see. So we in this, and let's see here. Let's go back to get in the comments because y'all have said some stuff in here that's pretty cool. I want to go over. Yeah, Simu, when you get a chance, go check it out. Yeah, too Blunt, check it out. Just watched it on Fire Stick. Absolutely great movie. Britt said you might go back and see it again. Yeah, it was a great movie. It was a great movie, in my opinion. It was great. It was great. Like great movie. He said, I thought Trent was going to say He-Man. CW, wow. That is funny. At Trent, by you testing different strats on different accounts, are you also trying to see what strategy you have the most success with? No, I don't test. Let me clear this up. I don't test strats on different accounts. The strategies that I trade, they were already back tested. So the strategies that I trade now on multiple accounts, I've already back tested them. I know what they do. I know the win rate on them. I know they're successful strategies, and yeah. So I already know they were successful through my back testing. Yeah, you never want to test a strategy in a live market. Never. So all my strategies are tested in back testing. Like, I've been at this 2 years. Other than the 15-minute banger and our 5-0 that we trade at night, those are the only two strategies that came into my trading world, like into my trading business. They came in, I would say 2025, last year. Yeah, last year. And because those strategies are my mentor strategies, right? Shout out to my big brother Scalp God. I was able to forward test them, and I was right alongside with them. So I was able to go through all of that before the community got both of those. So I was able to back test it, forward test it. Like I told y'all, the 5-0 we was eating off that for like 8-9 months before we even gave it to the community. But anyway, the point is that I did all my testing already. Testing gets done before you trade in a live environment. So once you do that, everything else will fall into place. Because once you back test it, you demo trade it. Now you got it in a live environment, you're gonna do pretty well with that. You should do fairly well with that because you're gonna have all your analytics. You're gonna know how to implement a strategy. You're gonna know how well it works. You're gonna know all of those things. So you do that at that point. Yeah, not before. Yeah, all my strategies are in a live market now. The nation. I don't know. Let me see. Strat on different accounts. You're also trying to. No. So the only reason why I trade my different strategies on different accounts is so I don't stress that account out. That's why I do that. And I'm not testing them. Like I said, they've already been tested. Once I'm in a live market, if you see me trading a strategy in a live market, you can already know Trent has back tested it. He has demo traded it. And when I say back tested, I ain't talking about no week. No, I'm talking about going back 3 years. There is no other way that I back test. I'm going to back test something. I'm going back 3 years, period. And I'm going to back test it until I come all the way current to the present day where I'm at. So I got to be like 3 years plus, because it's going to take you, depending on how busy you are, your schedule, it may take you a couple of months to back test 3 years of a strat. I mean, thank goodness for me, y'all know this is my only job. This is all that I do. So I'm able to put the time in. I have the time. So I was able to, put more time in on back testing, but I still have other personal things going on. I do have other businesses that I'm running. So I still make sure that I was putting more time, into my trading than anything else, because my other businesses are like on autopilot now. You know what I mean? I just got to just do some admin work, do some back end work, do a couple of things, and then they're good. My trading, that needed all of my attention. Period. It needed all of my attention. So no, not Not that one. I want to close. Yes.
Order filled.
All right. Well, but yeah, let me get back in here and see what we got. I don't want to miss anything. All right, here we go. I have to head out, everyone. Enjoy your day. I see you in the evening. Chrissy, have a great day. Yeah, V-Bro, we got tap. Yeah, I get it. It's all real, but I want more of that. You want? I got you. Todd. I said I wanted more. Boom, 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 boom,
Order filled.
boom. Nice. That's how it's done. Shout out to everybody that took that. Everybody that we all made some bread today. That was fire. It hit right there. I was looking away. I didn't even get a chance to leave a runner. It's cool. I'm good where I'm at. That's 817.50 in 5 accounts on my Tradeify. Yep, 817.50. So that's how the strategy is implemented. Shout out to everybody that took it. No, it ain't in the way. I got you. I don't like my floor model TV with the no remote control with the foil on the antennas. Come on, y'all. Morbid drifter. I think I'm going to focus on the 5 until I master it or get better and then move on to that's smart. Very, very smart. I'm going to put that up. Y'all see what Q said? That right there. She said, I'm going to focus on a 5-0 until I master it or get better and then move on to another strategy. What I can say is this. So when I first, all I got to say is I'm blessed because timing is everything. When I first started in this community, it was only 3 strategies that I needed to learn. When my big brother became my mentor, only 3 strategies I needed to learn because those 3 strategies we were trading. That was DS, A+, and chop box. Now, 15-minute, 5-0, those came after. And they came, incrementally after. So it was one. I learned those 3. And then I forgot what came first, the 15-minute bang or the 5-0. I don't remember. I don't remember which one came first. I want to say the 15-minute, but I don't know. It doesn't even matter. I don't know. One came. We was working on one, got that one all straight. Then boom, they start working on another one. So for me, I didn't come into the game and there was 5 great strategies that I had to learn at one time. You know what I'm saying? So it made it a lot easier for me. That's why I said timing is everything. And I'm saying that to point out to what Q just stated. As she said, I'm going to master this strategy first or get better at it before I even take on another strategy. Absolutely. That's how you do it. Can't be all over the place with strategies. Remember, if you're working on a strategy, you got to back test it first, right? So why would you implement trying to learn another strategy when you need to be going back 3 years, back testing this strategy? Don't bring nothing onto your plate that's going to take time away from you being able to do that. Period. Don't focus on that one. You get that one down, you get in a live environment, you demo trade it, you start demo trading it after you back test it and you're like, okay, this is working. I'm liking this. You come into a live environment, you're taking it, you're working with it. Okay, cool. Get pretty good at it. All right. Then you can implement something else. But finish one first. And then jump to the next strategy. So I was saying that to say, I know it's a little bit difficult for a lot of people that came into the inner circle and you got 5 strategies 5 banger strategies, at least from my brother Scalp God. That's not taken away from Euphoria with the HSS. That's not taken away from my brother Juvier with the support and resistance. That's not taken away from Lazy Swarmer with his Conflux strategy. All those strategies are fire. But my point is, whatever strategies you're going to trade, learn that strategy first and then jump to the next one. So for me, as I was stating, I had to learn 3. I learned those 3. I had like a year and a half to learn 3. And then 15-minute banger, and then 5-0 or 5-0, and if it, however it went. So I was able to, do it in steps. So I wasn't bombarded. I'm saying I wasn't bombarded with a lot of strategies and making me think that I need to learn all these strategies right now. Like, no, learn one. Focus on one. The good thing is, honestly, you can actually focus on 2. And let me explain. Because y'all know the 5-0 is an evening strategy, right? You can't trade that to the evening, right? Okay. But you can still be focusing on the strategy for the daytime too. You can focus. When I say focus on 2, meaning you're back testing 1. Let's say you spend 3-4 hours back testing 1. And then you have when New York market opens, that's the daytime. You can be demo trading the whole New York market. You can be demo trading, practicing your strategy. Then you could be back testing your 5-0. You can't really demo trade that until the evening time. So instead of wasting, because you can't, think about it, you can't demo trade the 5-0 during the daytime, during New York session, right? Because you can't demo trade a strategy in a market that you don't trade it, right? So you can't even really demo trade the 5-0 until 6 p.m. Eastern. So you can back test it, do all the back testing you need. Then when evening time comes, market opens at 6 for the overnight market. You can demo trade it there, but also during the day you utilize your time wisely, and you could be back testing the strategy there. Remember, on FX Replay, you can create sessions for all your strategies, right? So you can back test them. You can back test them, but I still, I say one at a time just to keep it much more fluid and keep it, because when we're new, it's like we don't want to bombard ourselves or like just cram our brain with all these different information from all these strategies, right? So it's like learning one and then jumping to the other one. But if, like for Q, I know Q stated she's going to do that, but that's cool. But let's say you're like Q, you trade the 5-0, right? Okay. You can also find a strategy during the day, no matter what strategy it is. You can back test it, and then you could be demo trading it during the New York Open, right? And then once New York Open closes, now it's nothing but you can just focus on whatever's going on in the evening session. That's the 5-0, and practice on that. Now think about it. Now you're truly taking advantage of your time. Meaning, with the market being open, New York session, overnight session, and that's all your practice. You got enough time. Now it'd be different if you're trying to learn 2 different strategies and they're both traded at the same time. That'll be a lot more difficult. But because the 5-0 is traded in the evening, that's why I said if it's that strategy and one that's going to be traded during the New York session, you can do that. You can do that. That's doable. That makes sense. I just gave you the game plan on how you would do it. You're going to demo trade the one. You're going to back test them both. Demo trade the one for the evening. Demo trade the other one for the New York session. Asia session, New York session. And that'll be a good way that you can go about that. So let's see here. Full TP hit. Oh, well, let me go up. Can we do 2 R&R with this trade? No, Mr. Cologne, you cannot. This is a 1-to-1. I mean, of course you can do, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say this. Of course you can do what you want, but if you're asking me the way that the strategy is traded, it's a 1-to-1. This strat is a 1-to-1. As soon as it hits TP1, good, done. That's how the strategy is designed. And yeah, so let's see here. Josh Dress said, not gonna lie, I'm grateful. That's what's up, my brother. All right, hit that. For this community, God works in mysterious ways. Absolutely. Exactly, Brit. Full TP hit. Gotta love that. We getting it. That's right. And dog. That's right. Got my bread for the day. Absolutely. I took it. Thank you, gang. Absolutely, C-Dub. You got it, brother. You got it. Now I will let the rest run. That's cool. If you want to leave some micros, that's cool. If y'all want to leave a runner, that's cool. I'm never against leaving runners. I ain't going to tell you to leave a runner. It's a 1-to-1 trade, but even going to you, B. Cologne, if you want to, this is what I'm saying. Don't shoot for 2 R&R because that's not the way the trade is. If anything that you want to do, a little bit different, you want to try to get some extra profits, then leave one micro runner once it hits TP1, right? Move your stop loss into profit, and then just see if the runner runs. If it runs, it runs. If it don't, it don't. You know what I mean? Cool. 4K is great, trend. I went in on 4 micros and got in early. That's what's up, Kiara. But I did only use one account. Smart. LOL, my fault. I meant use, not test. Okay, that's what's up, Donation. Cool. All good. It's just when those questions like come in, so just so y'all understand, like I'm not like directing like that towards you. I just want to make sure that if anyone read that they don't think that that's the way that it's done, right? So it's like kind of correcting possibly anyone that can, misinterpret that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever that I see stuff like that, just make sure that I say like, no, I don't do this. I do that. And it's not really just for you. It's also for anyone that may have read that and are doing it that way. Jonathan from Dominica. Good morning. Serene, 50. Yeah. 15-minute did come first. Now I think about it. Yeah. 15-minute did come first. And if anybody left a runner, there you are. Your runner's running. That's cool. So if you did leave a runner, I would let me cancel the stop loss. So let me say this too. So you guys see how I place my orders manually, right? Place my limit order, my entry, my stop loss, and then I place my TP, right? This is another thing about when you're placing orders manually. What you have to remember is this. You have to remember that once your TP is hit, a lot of times just about all the time, your stop loss will still be on your chart. So what could happen? A lot of bad things, right? So let's say I didn't pay attention and I left this order here. I closed out, logged out of everything, logged out of my my demo account, logged out of my copy trader, logged out of everything, right? I'm just logged out. This order is still sitting here. If price comes back up and tap this, y'all already know it's going to be ugly. Now I'm in a trade with no stop loss. And I don't even know I'm in a trade. That's how accounts get blown. So just always be mindful. Check your charts. Make sure you have no order sitting on there. Just go cancel that order out. Just make sure. Just don't make that mistake. I've done that before many times when I was new at this. And it can happen. It's honest. It doesn't mean you suck as a trader. Just things that we got to pay attention to. But yeah, that's right. So as Serena stated, 15-minute banger came first. That is true. Yeah, that did. Absolutely. GG, trust me, you are my big brother stratus. All I need. You got it, man. I tried the HSS. It says I was missing entry, like only who knows that one thing. Yeah, it's very fast. 50 CB and DS all the way, baby. Absolutely. Do you have to remove holds by stop? Yeah. Joel, yeah. I'm glad you asked that. A great, thank you, Ty. All y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all and you know what I like about that? Y'all paying attention. That's a good thing. Absolutely. And I wanted to make sure that I went over that before I saw y'all's comments, but I appreciate both of y'all. Ty, Joel, thank you. No runner, V Brewer, no runner. I just took the 101 and let it be. Hey fam, got to run. Trying to ask you a question earlier, but I'll hit you later. Y'all have a good one. See you tonight. To Bus 50. Hey, stay safe. Trinelli, wow. The other Trinelli, so funny. All right, Lee. See you tonight. Was a 50 tested and made only for NQ? Absolutely, my brother. More of a drifter. You already know if I am taking any strategy, if I got a strategy from Scalp God, you can best believe it was tested, bro. We tested it. Not only when we got the strategy, we, of course, did our back testing on it, right? But we forward tested it for 8 to 9 months before the community even got it. And it was only for NQ. Remember, I only trade NQ. And anything that Scalp got, he only trades NQ. And anything that he does is only going to be for NQ. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work on another ticker, but you would have to go back test that and forward test it to figure that out. Because I don't know that. I only know about NQ. But absolutely, like anything that I trade, bro, was tested. Trust me. And like I said, I'm right alongside my big brother. like right alongside with him. So when he's doing something, I'm doing something. Just know that. So that's how I know these strategies are straight killers. Like literally, like they're good for us. They're good for our trading business, but also too, the strategies they've been not only back tested, but also, like I said, forward tested. So more with Marble, you got to drift. You got to drift to the 5-0 JR. That's funny. Well, y'all, I think we're gonna get up out of here. We came in here and made a little bit of something today, so that was cool. Yeah, I think that was cool. Had a cool little day. DS unfortunately was invalidated. 15-minute banger allows to get some bread. If you got any runners in on a 15-minute banger, not doing too bad right now. It's kind of playing around that TP1, but can you show us how you should move your stop loss if we want to keep a runner? Yeah, you just put your stop loss into profit, brother. You just move your stop loss into profit. All right, 1 second. Let me log out real quick. Let me log into my demo account. It's real easy. So basically, this is all you would do. So, the entry is right here. I'm going to make it a red line. So we know this is the entry right here, right? 37.90. Actually, it's 37.89.75 was the entry, right? So we're just going to this entry. Stop loss is up here, right? I'm going to make that, I don't know, I'll make it purple, right? This is our stop loss right here. So your entry's here. Your TP is here. So if you're going to leave a runner, you got to have more than one contract in, right? And you got to go watch my video on how to leave the runners. But I'll do this part for you because leaving the runners that's never going to change. So if your TP hit, we know the trade hit right here, right? So we know that if you left a runner in, what you would do is now you would take your stop loss and move it into profit. I would say give it like a little space between your entry. Give it a little space right here. Why? That gives that runner room to breathe. But also too, if you get stopped out, price comes against you and you get stopped out because this purple line was your stop loss, right? So all you did was drag it down into profit. Then what would happen is that will give you just this little bit of room right here between your stop loss and your entry. You would make this little bit of bread right here. This would be enough to cover your fees as well as leave a little bit of money in your pocket. So that's how you would do it. All you're doing is just going to move your stop loss below entry. If you're in a buy, then you're going to move your stop loss above entry. It's just the opposite. But as far as leaving runners, go check that one video that I have out and it'll show you how to set up the runners and how to leave runners and how to fix your contracts once you're in runners. Because remember, you have to have, if you're going to leave a runner, then that means you got to have a contract for the runner. That's the runner, right? So if you're in 3 contracts, then in order to leave a runner, then you're going to have to set your TP for 2 of those contracts to leave 1 contract in the trade, and that'll be your runner. And like I said, just go watch that video and it'll show you how to do that part. But as far as what you asked me, all you're going to do is you're just going to take your TP and you're going to slide it right below your entry if you're in a sell, or right above your entry if you're in a buy, and just leave a little bit of room there. So it'll cover that little bit of money. It'll cover your fees for that 1 contract, that last runner, and like I said, it'll leave you a bit of profit as well. So that's the way that you knock that out. Real easy. Simple, 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 simple. Let's see here. Got that. Peace out, everyone. Our Friday Brewer, at least to break it. Never to break even, Kiara. Never to break even. So this is the reason why you don't want to put it to break even. Is because if you put it to break even, you're gonna end up paying for the fees for that 1 contract. So that's why I recommend never put your stop loss at break even ever. Always put your stop loss with a little bit of space to give you enough room to still make a little bit of money to cover the fees for that last contract. Or even if you're trailing it, still leave enough room. If you're in more than one contract, let's say you don't have a runner. Let's just say your trade is in profit and you just want to just secure it. You just want to just bring it down, bring your put your stop loss in profit because you're like, I just want to just, be safe. I don't want the trade to go against me. I don't want to lose any money. If you happen to do that, that's not something that I recommend, but if you want to do that, still always leave a little bit of space. Never put your stop loss at break even. Always leave a little bit of room to make a little bit of money to cover your fees at least. Never at break even. Plumber Shady said, thanks, Trent. See y'all later. 5-0, absolutely. Even with thanks, Trent. Took the same bread on 101. We'll call it a day. See you guys in the evening. That's right. I wasn't sure how far to bring it. Yeah. Just enough. Like I said, Sin, just enough. Just a little bit. And like I said, just a little bit, like leave a little bit of space, meaning like this is your entry. This is your stop loss, right? You brought your stop loss into the entry, right? So just a little bit of space. Like I said, just enough to cover the fees and also enough to give price room to run. Now, let's say if you're like at TP4 and you want to trail it and you want to put your stop loss at like at TP1, that's cool. Or even if you want to put your stop loss at TP2 because price at TP4, you're still 2 TPs away, right? Meaning price is still 2 TPs away from your stop loss. So you're giving it enough room to run. But in this situation, just a little bit past break even. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit past. That'll be the best way to do it. Anybody that got runners in, your runners are running right now. So shout out to you. Other than that, if y'all made bread today, y'all already know, one and done. Go ahead and log out of your accounts, leave your charts up, and yeah, excuse me. And we had a, pretty decent day at the office today. Our business made a little bit of bread today. That's what's up. So with that stated, y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And anybody new that subscribe or this is your first day here or hanging with us, you're in the right vault. You're in the right place. But I would love to see you in the Genius Vault. That is our members only. Group where we traded one strategy, the same strategy every night, same time, every night. So, and that's Sunday through Thursday. So if you want to do that, all you got to do is just go to my channel, join. It's cost you 45 cents a day, literally. So with that stated, Morbid Drifter, honestly, bro, I don't have no time, bro. I don't have no time. And when it comes to stuff like that, like if it ain't the only thing I really make time for is like my Saints, my football. Other than that, I don't really have no time. Yeah, I saw the game's been pretty cool, but yeah, I don't really have no time, unfortunately. But yeah, man, so other than that, I see y'all tonight. Shout out to the Edge Funder co-founders, my brothers, Juvier, Scott God. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. And I'll catch y'all tonight in the vault. All right, signing off. Yee.